We've all been on the left side of this screen, the fire of motivation burning bright. But inevitably, we find ourselves on the right, stalled, defeated. Why? Because you've been lied to. The promise of motivation is a trap. And the single scariest, most unbreakable level of discipline? It doesn't rely on motivation at all. Today, I'm going to show you the scariest level of discipline you've ever seen. Not because it's hard, but because it's so cold, so systematic, that it feels inhuman. It's based on a system Zen monks have used for centuries to forge an unbreakable will. And it will show you how to finally achieve what you've been chasing your entire life. Why your motivation is your biggest enemy. Your motivation is your biggest enemy. It's a feeling. It's temporary. It's a rush of dopamine you get from dreaming about the outcome, not from doing the work. You feel excited, you take action, but the moment you face real resistance, that feeling dies. Discipline, on the other hand, is a system. It's an identity. You don't wait to feel ready. You just act. You move past the fantasy of the future and ground yourself in the reality of the present. The secret to true discipline isn't finding more motivation. It's creating a system that makes your emotions irrelevant. The 5-step system monks have used for 800 years. Zen monks have used a system for nearly 1,000 years to cultivate unwavering consistency. We can call it the Gyoji system. It's a 5-step process that eliminates mental negotiation and makes discipline automatic. Step 1. The public declaration. Make your goal public, not to your small group chat, but to your entire network. Make a post on social media. Tell your family. The monks understood the power of social accountability. When you declare your intention, you create an external force of pressure. Quitting in silence is easy. Quitting after everyone knows you've started? That introduces a new, potent form of pain. Step 2. The non-negotiable schedule. A non-negotiable schedule removes all mental debate. Every Sunday, you schedule your core values first. The workout, the meditation, the creative work, everything else, social events, meetings, fits around those anchors. There is no conversation with yourself about whether you should do it. It is an unchangeable part of your day, like brushing your teeth. This removes the mental friction that drains your willpower. Step 3. The no-gap practice. The secret to momentum is consistency. Your practice must be unbroken. Never, under any circumstances, miss 2 days in a row. This is the golden rule. Missing 1 day is an accident. Missing 2 days is the beginning of a new negative habit. Momentum is the most powerful force in the universe, and the no-gap practice perpetuates itself, making it easier to keep going than to stop. Step 4. Why doing the same thing every day is the secret to mastery. Your mind resists repetition because it craves novelty, but mastery is found in the mundane. The repetition of the same small actions builds and reinforces the neural pathways for that skill. It's how you move a task from a conscious, effortful act to an automatic, effortless one. The world's greatest athletes, artists, and thinkers all do the same thing every day. They show up and put in the work, regardless of how they feel. Step 5. The pre-solution method. In the pre-solution method, you solve problems before they happen. You anticipate every possible weakness, every excuse, and you create a pre-planned solution. Running in the morning is a non-negotiable. But what if it rains? The pre-solution is to have a treadmill or indoor alternative ready. This method makes you unbreakable because it eliminates the need for on-the-spot problem solving when your emotions are most likely to derail you. How to make quitting more painful than continuing. Remember that public declaration? This is where it comes in. The pain of public failure, the shame, the disappointment, must outweigh the discomfort of doing the work. You can take this a step further by adding financial stakes. Bet a friend you'll stick with your goal. Losing money is a powerful motivator. By stacking the consequences, you make quitting a more painful and undesirable option than continuing. The unbreakable self. This isn't just about building better habits. It's about a complete transformation of self. It's the death of your inconsistent self and the birth of your unbreakable self. When others look at you and think, that's not normal, you'll know you've finally gotten where you want to be. So here's your final instruction. In the comments, make your public declaration. State one single habit you will implement using the Gyoji system starting tomorrow. And remember, the consistency that scares others is the only consistency worth having. You've made your declaration. You've embraced the pain of quitting as worse than the pain of continuing. Now it's time for the practical application, the part that separates the dreamers from the doers. Let's get cold. Let's get systematic. The non-negotiable schedule technique that eliminates all mental negotiation. You've all heard of scheduling, but a non-negotiable schedule is different. It's a ruthless prioritization of your goals over your feelings. The first thing you put on your calendar every single week is not your social plans or work meetings. It's the time for your most important habits. For example, your goal is to write a book. Every single day from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. is your writing hour. This is your writing appointment. You don't ask yourself if you feel like writing. That's a mental negotiation, and you've already lost. The decision has already been made. Your energy levels, your mood, your excuses, they are all irrelevant. Your calendar is your law. This technique is scarily effective because it removes the choice. You are no longer debating with your mind. You are simply executing a plan. The friction is gone. The willpower is saved. Why doing the same thing every day is the secret to mastery. Your brain is designed to seek novelty. It gives you a little hit of dopamine. That's why we get bored doing the same thing. But that novelty-seeking impulse is a trick. It keeps you a perpetual beginner. Mastery is built through repetition, not novelty. The monk who meditates every day isn't doing it because it's exciting. He's doing it because the consistent, repeated action carves a deeper path in his mind. The same thing happens with your chosen skill. That writer who wrote every morning at 6 a.m., the first month it was a battle. The next month it was a habit. A year later, it's a part of his identity. His brain has built the neural pathways. It's now easier to do the work than to resist it. Repetition moves the skill from a conscious, effortful act to an automatic, effortless one. That's the secret to effortless greatness. How to create a no-gap practice that perpetuates itself. Missing one day of practice is a slip-up. Missing 2 days is a pattern. And missing 3 days is a new negative habit. The no-gap practice is simple. Never miss twice. The human mind craves momentum. When you go for a few days, you build up a small psychological weight behind you. Missing one day feels like a mistake, but it doesn't entirely undo that weight. But missing a second day, that's your brain resetting the pattern. It's easier to miss 3 days than to miss 2. Easier to miss a week than to miss 3. By instituting this rule, you weaponize your own psychology against your laziness. The chain remains unbroken. The momentum builds. The practice perpetuates itself, becoming its own gravitational force. The pre-solution method that makes you unbreakable. The disciplined person doesn't rely on willpower in the moment. That's for amateurs. The disciplined person predicts the moment of weakness and solves it beforehand. This is the pre-solution method. You don't decide whether you're going to the gym when your alarm goes off at 5 a.m. You decide the night before. You lay out your clothes, pack your bag, and even put your running shoes next to the bed. By doing this, you've made the decision when you were at your most rational and prepared. When your tired, emotional self wakes up, the path of least resistance is to simply get dressed and go. This works for any challenge. Worried about eating junk food? Pre-make a healthy meal. Scared you won't study? Schedule a block of time in a distraction-free zone and commit to it in advance. The unbreakable person is the one who has already won the battle in their mind before it has even begun. This isn't a motivational speech. This is a system. It's a method for achieving a cold, unwavering discipline that makes your emotions irrelevant. The path to mastery isn't paved with passion. It's paved with repetition. And the most terrifyingly effective path to an unbreakable self isn't found in a magic pill or a fleeting feeling. It's found in the ruthless, systematic execution of a predetermined plan. So stop waiting for inspiration. Start building the system.